Hey guys, I just wanted to make a video kind of explaining some things that able-bodied people may not completely understand about those of us that are disabled or have chronic illnesses. And I think it just might be helpful to clear up some of these things, just to make it to where we can all understand each other a bit better. I think the biggest thing to point out is that disabilities and chronic illnesses not only vary from day to day, but sometimes from hour to hour. So this could mean that you wake up with a decent amount of energy and you feel like you might be able to get some things done. But maybe a few hours later, you feel completely drained of all energy and maybe full of extreme amounts of pain, and the plans that you thought you'd have for the day, the things you thought you'd get accomplished, you just can't. Then there's the days when you just know that you're not going to be able to get anything done. You just wake up and you feel awful, and no matter what you do, it's just not going to be a good day. And then sometimes we have really good days where we feel good. We feel fairly normal, and at least for the things that we might be dealing with. And this is where I feel like it gets very confusing for people, because they might see us when we are having a good day and think, well, then why don't you feel like that all the time? Like, seeing us on a bad day will confuse some people because they've seen us on our good days and they expect every day to be like that. And I'm not saying this to point fingers. I'm just explaining this to try and help people understand a bit more of what it's like, because it can be really hard with the fact that your energy, your pain levels, things like that can cycle so quickly. And, people will see the good side of you, but they don't see the times when you're stuck in bed, or with others stuck in the hospital, or, not able to go to work. And people don't see those things. They see us when we're out and about. They see us when we're active. And because people will see us on the days that we're doing pretty good, we're active, we're able to have a comfortable enough day to enjoy the day. And I'm sure it can be extremely confusing to see somebody looking fairly healthy on one day and then saying that they can't get out of bed the next day. I don't expect anyone to understand that unless they've been there, because it's a very confusing thing just to deal with. Like, yourself, not even trying to explain it to anyone, just mentally dealing with that every single day can be very difficult. And while some people may say judgmental and hurtful things, I honestly believe that a majority of that is just from a lack of understanding of what disability and chronic illness is, especially because chronic illness and disability in itself is such a broad label. It can cover mental disorders, physical disorders, or both. Like, I have multiple physical disorders on top of mental disorders. And it's different for every person. Some people may have more extreme conditions. Some people may not have very extreme conditions. Some people may have just compounding issues. And unless you've been in that spot, I don't think it's something that can be very understandable. Or possibly if you've been very, very close with someone going through those things. But even then, I feel like it can be hard for somebody to understand what it's like to just always feel sick and tired and in pain and stressed and depressed and anxious and whatever else us differently abled folks may be going through, it can be hard. And I just feel like if more people understood at least that there is so much fluctuation with chronic illness and disabilities, and there's a lot of things where we're going to change over time. Certain things are going to get worse, other things might get better. You just don't know. And I feel like if we can just try and understand one another a little bit better with those things, that it can make it easier on all of us. So for all of my differently abled baddies, I just want to say, don't let other people's judgment of how you look or act on certain days make you feel like you're lazy or not good enough or any of those things, because you know your body, you need rest, you need to do what's best for your health, and I think you're doing great, so keep at it. And for the people that surround us, I hope it is helpful for you guys to know that we aren't just choosing to be lazy. We aren't choosing to not be in certain people's lives or not show up to certain events. We don't choose to do these things. That is a result of our mental and physical health. So I hope that that is something that can make it a bit easier on everyone, that that we aren't purposefully trying to hurt anyone by not being around or not doing this or that we truly are going through something and we may not be able to handle whatever it is that day, but we're trying and we do want the best. So I hope that can kind of make things easier on both sides. I just hope that if you are disabled or going through a chronic illness, that you're not too hard on yourself, that you are fighting every single day, and that is amazing. Like, every single day you wake up and fight, like, that is just something that you should be extremely proud of. And for those of you that love and care for us, I hope it's helpful for you to know that we do feel the same way. We're just in different situations and we may not be able to show the same type of affection or love or being around in certain situations because of our health, but that doesn't mean that we don't care to go to these things or be around people. A lot of times it's pretty upsetting when we don't get to do those things. So I hope that it is at least comforting to know that most of us, we don't do these things on purpose. We want to have good relationships with friends and family and coworkers and all of those things. It can just be very difficult sometimes. So all of you, just know you are loved, you are cared for, and you're doing an awesome job. Just stay strong and keep a smile on your face.